following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
With WIU enrollment dropping, another residence hall may be shutting down. Find out which hall that is and more coming up.
And the clock is ticking for Election Day. Hear what local candidates still want you to know before casting your vote.
Plus, cooler weather is here with storms on the way. Will your weekend plans be rained out? Stick around for your weekend forecast here on Live at 4.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
We have continuing coverage of a story we broke on Wednesday. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Devin Brooks.
And I'm Zach Martin. Tanner Hall will no longer house students starting fall 2019. We learned this after WIU's Director of Residence Life confirmed this information to resident assistants in an email.
New information released to News 3 by University Relations says the plan to take the hall offline is based on projected enrollment numbers for fall 2019. But if enrollment figures stay the same, all new freshmen will be housed in Bayless and Henninger halls only. However, while the email from UHDS to resident assistants confirms that Tanner Hall will be taken offline, University Relations says, quote, "This is currently still in the discussion phase among university leadership." A facilities assessment report from 2008 says taking Tanner Hall offline could save WIU $30 million in deferred maintenance costs. University Relations says resident assistants and building service workers will be shifted to other halls as needed. Tanner Hall opened in fall 1968.
News of Tanner Hall's expected closure has caught some by surprise. We talked to several students today to get their reaction.
It's kind of sad because, you know, it means enrollment's going down, and I think this is a pretty great school, and I would like to see more students coming, but obviously, you know, it's going down, and it's just kind of sad to see like another residence hall not being used and maybe eventually being torn down.
Personally, I stay at Henninger Hall, but I'm always over there at Tanner doing my work in the computer labs and also using the C-store and the Circle. So losing Tanner would be very heartbreaking for me, and not only for myself, but for everyone else.
University Relations says there is no plan to raise Tanner Hall as the building would be reopened if enrollment increases.
We are counting down to Election Day, and local candidates running for office are making their final pitch to voters. The League of Women Voters held a forum at Macomb Junior Senior High School for candidates vying for office throughout the 93rd District. Among those on hand were Representative Noreen Hammond and John Curtis, who are both facing off for representative of the 93rd District.
I take senior issues very, very seriously, and oftentimes they don't have a voice for themselves.
We need to fully fund our rural schools, which are terribly underfunded in Illinois, and higher education is really important.
Election Day is on November 6th. News 3 will have extensive election coverage you can count on.
Durham School Services will continue to provide direct ride service for McDonough County Public Transportation, at least for the next several months. Macomb City Council approved a contract for the company's demand response service that provides special ride assistance. After discussing several offers, city officials agreed on a $600,000 contract that will last until next July. Durham first offered a 5-year contract, but the officials say it was too expensive.
We looked forward at 4 or 5 years of what they gave us, and it just wasn't going to be affordable for all 5 years.
The contract ends on July 1st, 2019. City officials say state and federal grants pays for the services.
The new RC Raceway in Veterans Park is now open to the public. The Macomb Park District held a ribbon-cutting ceremony Wednesday morning. The facility is a 100 by 65-foot dirt track that is free to the public on non-race days. It will be open every Sunday from 1 p.m. until dusk. Sunday Fun Day is what residents call it, and they will be able to show off their drifting skills. RC classes are also offered for beginning racers. Well, WIU Performing Arts Society is celebrating the 10th anniversary of Beer Fest on Saturday, October 13th from noon to 5 at the Forum. Participants can buy a VIP wristband for $40, which includes flat rate sampling, access to VIP gourmet brats and sides, and bourbon tasting. Or guests can pay a $10 admission fee and then buy $1 beer tickets for sampling. There will be over 50 craft beers for sampling and local breweries. Funds raised through Beer Fest will benefit the Youth Performing Arts Series, Summer Music Institute, Community Arts Grant, and the WIU Arts Grant. The annual Scenic Drive Fall Festival starts this weekend. For 50 years, the event has brought people from all over to shop local. The Spoon River Drive covers 140 driven miles where you can see the sights, taste the food, visit museums, shops, and more. If you are busy this weekend and cannot make it, don't worry, because you can catch it the following weekend as well.
College financial aid season has started. Students looking for loans for the next school year are now applying for FAFSA. October is College Changes Everything Month in Illinois. Students should remember to apply for federal aid as early as possible. Some forms of aid come on a first-come, first-served basis. Look for events in your area if you have questions about how to file for FAFSA. To apply for federal student aid, visit the link on your screen. Well, here's a fun way to raise awareness for breast cancer while donating to a local organization. Big Pink Volleyball is back at WIU this month for a 4-day tournament. Teams will compete with a pink 4-foot wide ball. Thompson Hall and the Campus Recreation Center are sponsoring the event to raise funds for the Dolores Cater Switzer Center at the McDonough County Hospital. Teams can be made up of 4 to 6 people, and they can contribute by buying a t-shirt or donating money. You can register a team at the Recreation Center until 7 p.m. tonight, and overall registration ends at 4:30 on October 9th. Standard team fees are $30. For more info about the fundraiser, contact the Thompson Hall Complex Director.
It's always a fun time. Well, phones, computers, tablets, and watches, we all love them, but have you ever wondered the security concerns behind them? With October being Cyber Awareness Month, several groups are teaming together to increase awareness of online risks and provide tips on what you can do to prevent problems. Some tips include configuring your computer securely, keep software and operating systems updated, use strong passwords, and be cautious about links and attachments. WIU also has some tips that you can follow to stay protected. Visit the WIU website and view the University Technology tab.
Coming up in 2 minutes on Live at 4, which WIU organization is pivoting their target audience to bring in new members?
We have that. Stay tuned for more next.
Why I love to do sports anchoring? Because, I mean, it's talking about sports. I decided to come to Western because I wanted an experience that wasn't like some other schools. I did color commentary for one volleyball game. I was terrified. I never did any broadcasting in high school, but when I was talking, it was all, staggered, and I had no idea what I was saying. And now I've done so many different games as a color commentator, play-by-play, now sports anchor. Every show and every game, it gets easier and easier, and I get more comfortable doing it.
I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Buddy! Sorry, I almost killed you. You've all been misunderstood. You're not a fighter.
Oh, I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
With the right support, everyone can reach their full potential, because you can't judge a bull by his color. Learn more at understood.org.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
I want to be able to stand in front of a camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only people who are directly involved, but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. There's a club on campus that doesn't get a lot of publicity. I checked in with the WIU Swing Dance Club to get a look at what they're doing to get more people involved. 10 members. That's how big the Swing Dance Club at Western Illinois is. During last Thursday's practice, only 3 attended. The low numbers continue to be a growing concern for Becky Shaw, the president of the club since her sophomore year.
We have been having trouble finding people who even want to dance at all, let alone swing dance or social dance, stuff like that. So I think that's one of our biggest problems.
It has led to a change in target audience.
If we target upperclassmen, maybe even some community members, because we are a community club, we're not just affiliated with Western, so I think that would be a good change.
The Swing Dance Club has practices every Thursday from 8:15 to 10. 8:15 to 9 are lessons, 9 to 10 are social dances. Even with a small group of interests, it doesn't stop them from dancing to their 2 types of style.
We do both East and West Coast swing. So East Coast swing is the typical swing that you see with the poodle skirts from the 50s with the sock hops and stuff. West Coast swing is a lot more modern. It looks like contemporary dance, but it's, instead of choreographed, it's a social dance.
And with membership comes traveling throughout the Midwest.
We haven't been to a competition yet this year, but we do go to a lot of social events. There's some in Springfield, Peoria. We go as far as St. Louis and Chicago as well.
By the time Shaw's tenure ends, she is wanting interest grown and numbers up.
Absolutely. I hope that we start getting members coming on a weekly basis.
If you want to learn more about the club, head to WIU's website and search Swing Dance Club. Well, with the weather slowly changing, it's important that you take care of your body. The University Union is holding a flu shot clinic next Thursday in the Heritage Room. It is available to all insurance, but dependents and spouses are not eligible.
Well, sticking with health coverage, salmonella could be lurking in your fridge. There are 2 massive nationwide recalls on beef and eggs due to contamination. Kim Hutchison has more.
More than 6.5 million pounds of beef products distributed by Arizona-based producer JBS Tolson are being recalled. At least 57 cases of salmonella illness are linked to this outbreak in 16 states, according to the USDA. The recalled products were packaged between July 26th and September 7th and were sold under the brand names Walmart, Cedar River Farms Natural Beef, Showcase, Showcase Walmart, and JBS Generic. All have the USDA inspection mark EST 267. Meantime, Gravel Ridge Farms in Alabama is recalling its cage-free large eggs after 38 people in 7 states got sick from salmonella. The eggs in question were packaged in 1 dozen and 2.5 dozen cardboard containers and sold primarily in grocery stores in Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, with best if used by dates of July 25th to October 3rd. Health officials say make sure you cook all ground beef to an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Use a food thermometer to make sure it's cooked. And when it comes to eggs, they're cooked when the yolks and white are firm. Avoid foods that contain raw or lightly cooked eggs. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
In the midst of this outbreak, the CDC is confirming a listeria outbreak linked to ham has killed 1 person, announcing a recall of 89,000 pounds of Johnston County ham products. States reporting illnesses are North Carolina and Virginia, where all the patients had to be hospitalized. Health officials are continuing to investigate this outbreak, looking for any additional illnesses that may be linked.
After the break, will the approaching rain take away your weekend plans? News 3's Molly Naisland has the forecast up next.
I chose Western Illinois University because I could get involved right away. You're going to gain experience. I'm going to be able to just become successful right out the gate. I'll be a news reporter and eventually become a news anchor one day. I've always felt that as a strong speaker, I could be a voice for the voiceless, but as long as I continue to believe in myself, work hard, and show that I want to put my best foot forward, I think that anything is possible.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Good afternoon, Macomb, and welcome back. We are seeing a rapid cool down from what we saw yesterday. We have cooled down quite a bit. Our temperature right now is about 62 degrees with partly cloudy skies. This is a vast difference from our 80-degree, almost 90-degree temperatures that we had yesterday. Our winds are out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. That is making it feel a little bit colder. We do have a bit of a high humidity, and we do have a low dew point. So our dew point and our temperature are very spread out right now, so we don't have that chance of fog right now. Looking at our averages, we are a little bit below average for what we're used to seeing at this time of year, but our temperatures tonight should get down to around average. We have seen a high of 96 degrees before, and that was back in 2006, so I think I can remember that day. Looking at our current service map, we did have a little bit of rain come through here, just a little bit at about midnight last night. We are expecting to see some of those rain chances as we progress into the weekend, unfortunately. This is our current radar. As you can see, there's not a whole lot going on over our area, just the occasional clouds over us. Again, with that radar, not a whole lot going on. Across the region right now, again, we are seeing our temperatures in the 60s with 62 here in Macomb, 66 in Beardstown, and 62 in Quincy. Tonight, we're going to be getting down into the 50s, so it's actually a little bit warmer than what we're used to seeing at this time of year. That is because we're going to have a blanket of clouds tonight, with 55 degrees in Beardstown, 54 in Macomb, plenty of 50s across the board tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to get a little bit warmer again. So, you know, yesterday we're going from 80s, today 60s. Tomorrow, we're going to see 80s again. With 88 for a high in Macomb, it might feel closer to 90 with possible humidity and wind. Beardstown, you'll be at 80. Quincy, you'll be a little bit cooler at 79 degrees. Tomorrow night, we're going to see temperatures kind of all over the place with 71 in Springfield, 51 in Macomb, 68 in Beardstown. That's because we're going to have a front start coming through Friday night into the weekend, and that's what's going to be bringing our chances for rain. Again, tonight we're going to have a small rain chance, partly cloudy skies with 52 for a low. Tomorrow we're going to see another rain chance again with a high again, 70s and 80s. So we're going to be warmer tomorrow. But unfortunately for that weekend, we're just not going to be seeing a whole lot of sunshine. We're going to have plenty of rain showers all weekend, so if you had any weekend plans, you might want to toss those out the door.
That's very depressing, but when I look at this weather, it's like, it's crazy.
We're going from 80s to 60s to 80s and then rain.
I mean, it's up, down, all around.
Up, down. Welcome to the Midwest, right?
All right.
Good. Thank you, Molly, for that wonderful forecast. Zach, what do you got for us in sports? Got some high school and college football coming up?
Yes, we do, Zach. Coming up next on Live at 4, the boys of fall are hitting the road all over the state. First, David Rodis and his Sparklones, Bushnell West Prairie, 2-4 on the year. They take on a winless Patriots team from East Peoria looking to right the ship. And Western Illinois with an in-state rivalry game of their own on Saturday. Will they rise to the occasion behind quarterback Sean McGuire? The gridiron is getting hot and normal when we come back with sports.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to Live at 4. I'm Zach Stone. Bushnell West Prairie football winless in their last 3 games. The Sparklone offense has the opportunity to redeem themselves after 3 weeks of less than stellar results. David Rodis and that Sparklone offense will need to take some shots on the road this week. Peoria Heights defense has struggled to keep the ball out of the end zone. On average, teams are putting up just under 40 points a game, and we both know that this Bushnell West Prairie offense has the opportunity to score some big points. But this doesn't make the job any easier for them. They will have to go to Charlie Hensley a lot, but he did not complete a single pass last week, and the running game was relatively stagnant. Bushnell West Prairie not putting too many points on the board. Again, Charlie Hensley is going to lead the line for the Sparklones tomorrow night on the road. An hour-plus long bus ride for the boys before they take on the Patriots. Kickoff for that one is set for 7 p.m. in Peoria Heights. And the Bombers in the same boat as David Rodis' Sparklones, looking to build on success for years to come, but they're still trying to compete until the last second on every Friday night. Again, the Bombers, they're in the same boat, 2-4 on the season. A long road trip as well for them to QND for Friday Night Lights. The Raiders, with only 1 win on the season, look for VJ Lane and that Bomber team to come out and try and keep them out of the win column for yet another week. Kickoff from Quincy is at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And as always, join Connor Fredland and I for News 3 Game of the Week tomorrow night. We will be on the road as Illini West looks to remain undefeated at home against Astoria VIT, or South Fulton as they're called. On the gridiron here at Western Illinois University, the Leathernecks have a huge matchup at the weekend. A Saturday trip to in-state rival Illinois State will be Sean McGuire's chance to lead the Leathernecks to a 3-2 record through 5 games, the first time they'd be over 500 this season. The senior quarterback has been showing skills through 4 games, 2 wins to show for it behind his 11 touchdowns. The 6'3" man under center has really honed in on his accuracy, though, this year. And 3 of his 4 games so far this season, he's completed above 60% of his passes. Last week, while at home, McGuire was able to complete 4 touchdown passes without a single turnover. Again, McGuire is going to be the difference there for the Leathernecks. You see the stat line. 4 games into the season, 11 touchdowns thrown, 5 interceptions. The man can move his feet to 2 rushes on the season for long gains, 36 and 43 yards respectively. The Leathernecks looking to repeat from last year's success. They put up 31 on the Redbirds behind McGuire's 288 through the air, 4-2 scores. He used those legs too with 31 yards on the ground. 2 o'clock kickoff Saturday from Hancock Stadium is the season's WIU's chance to turn it around. Western Illinois men's soccer also set for some Saturday action. After falling to an early 6th-minute goal against Missouri State, the Leathernecks look for win number 3 on the season while on the road at in-state rival Eastern Illinois. In-state rivalries aplenty, as I was saying, Illinois State for football, Eastern Illinois for soccer. Eric Johnson, the coach of that Leathernecks soccer team, should head into this one with a little bit of confidence after taking last year's matchup against the Panthers 2-0. And 2 players returning for the WIU men's basketball team were given a little bit of a preseason accolade today. Brandon Gilbeck, the center, continuing to receive those big mentions. The big and mean from Spring Green looks to build on last season where he averaged nearly 11 and 7. Watch out for the SWAT team too. Gilbeck is a rim protector. And Kobe Webster, already a star, the sophomore for Western. The now sophomore, again, like I was saying, worked on his craft all summer long. Look for those assist numbers to steadily climb as he becomes more comfortable on the floor. That's sports. But find out how WIU's library is getting into the fall spirit after the break.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand and said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
National Broadcasting Society helps the future of broadcasting get the tools needed to succeed in an ever-growing media world. At Western Illinois University, the professional connections students bring to our chapter of NBS have opened doors to networking possibilities that students otherwise wouldn't have. The opportunities we are given as students at WIU allow us to make connections today for success tomorrow.
Well, October is spooky month, and there's a lot of pumpkins, and I mean a lot of pumpkins, what you will see if you walk into the Malpass Library. The library, WIU employee Greg Phelps made a display of homegrown pumpkins close to the main checkout of the library.
Yeah, for years he has taken pumpkins to his kids' schools, and this year he decided to bring them to WIU so students here can learn about them. You can learn about the origins of some of his exotic pumpkins and their seeds in the display. Wow, if you take a look at that video, that's impressive.
It's a lot of pumpkins.
I know, pretty unique. And also what's kind of unique today is you're joining us today.
Well, I mean, yeah.
What do you think?
It's fun. Hopefully I can make this into a weekly occurrence. You know, we'll see.
Well, yeah, it takes a lot of practice, but I think it's better than just seeing me here.
Well, it's debatable.
Face, right? All right, and Molly, if anyone's growing pumpkins out this next few days,
you're going to like this rain coming up. This is the 72-hour predicted rain accumulation. So this is today through Sunday. As you can see, we do have a lot of rain predicted, and that is very evident with our 5-day forecast. Again, tomorrow we have a chance for rain. Saturday we're going to cool off with rain. Sunday through Tuesday we're going to have plenty of rain chances.
Well, that's all for us today.
But we are online all the time. Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle, News3WIU.
You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us today.
From all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.